Yeah. Now you can hear me. We're getting live. Facebook is here. YouTube should be here any second now. And now they're here. Everybody, hey, we are live from the 2024 NAMM Show here in Anaheim, California. It has been a whole bunch of fun. It is loud. We were just literally just talking about probably one of the loudest NAMM shows that I've been to yet. But that's okay. We're going to make it happen anyway. Yeah. I'm here with Steve Nully from Collings Guitars. We just call him Nully because there's too many Steves. There are too many Steves at Collings Guitars. Along with this, again, hashtag Mullet Boy Wonder. He put it on his name tag, Mullet Boy Wonder. Hashtag Mullet Boy Wonder, as well as hashtag NAMM It. I'm convinced I'm going to make these go viral. It isn't going to happen, but I wanted to. So anyway, also with us today is Janelle. She's monitoring all your comments. If you guys have questions for Collings Guitars, we'd love to hear about those or anything else. I think it would be more fun is to ask Nully about some electric guitar boutique over there. No, let's not do that. Anyway, what's cool and happening here at the Collings booth this year?
All right. I don't know if I can direct you. That wall is all the stuff we've been working on for the past couple of years. Unfortunately, it's mostly electrics and one new acoustic. And then we have our normal assortment of NAMM Show fun guitars. On this wall is the electrics. And then this wall is an assortment of Collings acoustics. Some of them are bone stock and some of them that we made specifically for the show, just to kind of show some of the options that you can order if you wanted to.
So let's cover a couple of the acoustics and then we'll also cover that new one that's over there right now. So show me something. I know right now this is something that's kind of taking a big trend right now at Collings is the satin finish guitars, correct?
Not just that. Yes, satin finish is definitely taking off. People you either like it or you don't.
I hear you.
It's a nice option to have. What I like about this guitar is this top, even though it has toner on it, a little burst, this is the old growth smooth that we've been using for the last year or two. We're really fortunate to have it, and it gives a definite vibe to the Collings traditional guitars. This is a tree that was alive 300 years ago that was a bridge for 100 years and has been reclaimed. And so it takes some of that really hissy stuff off of Sitka. It doesn't make it sound like a pre-war guitar, but it changes fundamentally the tone of the guitar. And I've sent these out to dealers before, and they said, "What did you do different to this?" And it's just what you hear. So I'm excited about that.
Jason, I'm gonna switch your mic around here, just because I think it'll be heard. No, it was leaning out of the way, so I think it'll be heard better now. Very, very cool.
And another favorite of the show is this maple.
Maple.
Yeah.
This is an SJ or CJ, sorry.
Yep, CJ, Collings CJ with maple backing sides and a full burst.
Beautiful burst all the way through. And bursted everything. Bursted the neck, bursted the headstock. Very, very boutique style burst all the way around.
Yeah, our finish guys are great. This one's had a lot of attention. And then it's dealer's choice. What do you want to talk about? That one's pretty cool.
Tell me what you did here.
So this is a triple O, 25.5-inch scale, and this has torrefied bubble maple on it, which is.
So it's got a yellow neck. Is that in a torrefied, or do you just stain it to get that look to match it?
Put some toner in the lacquer to try to make it match, so you didn't have white on brown.
Awesome.
And again, the finish guys did a great job. Torrefying maple completely changes the tone of the maple, and we kind of like it. This is maybe the second or third one we've ever made. I particularly just like looking at it.
I like it a lot. Beautiful transition in there. This is kind of the new, we've been talking about this on the channel a little bit. This is the new push. A lot of luthiers are going back to maple and trying to fundamentally make it do new things that weren't being done before.
Yeah. Maple, as a guitar builder, maple, it's a staple. It's after rosewoods and mahoganies, but it's definitely a staple. But as a builder, it's really hard to voice because it doesn't give you that direct feedback. And so it's really fun to work with. And of course, it's beautiful.
I saw this. I want to ask you about it, which is this guy right here.
Yeah.
Is that koa back and sides on there?
No.
No? No, it's not. That's mahogany,
That
isn't
is
it?
figured mahogany.
I saw the flame from the side, so I was assuming it was koa. But
From
no.
just the most ridiculous tree you can ever imagine. Very, very, very rare to find mahogany with that kind of fiddle back to it. And it sounds great.
I bet it does.
It's got it.
I bet it does. I see one more thing that's also becoming trendy here right now again, which is coming back to walnut.
Yeah.
Walnut. And tell us your thoughts on walnut. I'm curious. I'm sorry.
Walnut's
this is falling out.
That's fine. You're allowed to touch. Walnut's another, as a builder, it's similar to maple where it doesn't give you that feedback. So it's a little trickier to use, but I love it because it's available, it's sustainable, and it makes a beautiful guitar.
Absolutely. And again, these are just trends that we're seeing kind of keep popping up right now.
Yeah.
Builders are igniting themselves to those two-tone woods and coming up with new ways to kind of bring them back.
I like using everything, and I know mahogany, rosewood, but there's fun in here too. Especially as a builder, you get to do something different, and it's beautiful stuff.
Very, very cool. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put them in here. Janelle is monitoring right now. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be adding to this one, so you're going to have to remind me one more time. Any other really cool ones, pieces that you want to cover here before we get into this other great one?
One of my new favorites, Cocobolo.
Cocobolo.
If you can get Cocobolo on the quarter, it makes an amazing guitar.
Really?
On the quarter means you can make it thinner, so it's not an
It's
anchor.
heavy, sure. That's always been, well, it is a lot lighter.
So if it's on the quarter, you can make it thin and you can hear the wood. And Cocobolo's a Dalbergia, it's a rosewood. But the trick is to find the stuff that's on the quarter, and man, it makes a great guitar.
How does it still give you as much the oils and stuff when you go and work with it as what a lot of people complain? I know a lot of luthiers complain, gums up a lot of stuff.
It does, for sure. This particular batch I have grew in a region, there's red, there's purple, there's orange. I really like the orange stuff because it's less oily. And so this was a dream to work with. We didn't have to do anything different because this particular tree isn't really resiny. From what I understand, there's 3 different regions where it grows, and that's where you get the red, the purple, and the
That's very
orange.
cool.
And on the quarter,
It still looks beautiful. I love these number markings down here. Yes, Janelle, what do you have for us?
We have some people wanting to see some mandolins.
Some mandolins. They're asking if we can see some mandolins. So Collings has been building mandolins for a little while now. They're not building as many as what they have done in the past, but they are still building mandolins, correct?
COVID took half my staff away, so we're building 2 mandolins a week, and we're rebuilding. We love our mandolins. This is a Bird's Eye MT2.
A bird's eye. That's beautiful.
It makes a great mandolin.
I like it all the way up into the neck too. So this is a M5A. Is that right?
MT2 is what we
MT2.
call
Sorry.
And then we also have an MF5.
Beautiful back. I love the color on this one.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you, our Finnish guys are just amazing. So we're still making them, and we are rebuilding and trying to restaff and get back to where we once were. Because the demand's there, I just don't have the staff to do it.
I hear you. Well, I hope they come back because I want to see them. I want to see more and more mandolins. Collings has been building some great mandolins for a while. It's really good to have them in here and check those out. Let's check out, if we can, that new guitar. This is your personal project.
This is, yes.
Do we want to bring it back over here or go over there? Let's go over here. Okay.
Oh, you want to go over?
Either way, you tell me. Looks like we got an opening. Let's head over here.
It's up to you.
No, we're good right here.
Split the difference.
That'll work.
This is a new guitar. This is the 3rd one we've made. It's what we're calling the builder's choice now.
He's the builder, by the way.
I got the chance to go to IBMA 3 years ago for the first time, and fell in love with bluegrass and bluegrass players, and And
We're weirdos.
I love it. I'm trying to play bluegrass after an 80s metal kid, and you don't bend notes, and it's like totally foreign. It's fun to relearn guitar. But what I got out of becoming friends with Jake and some of the other guys is they chase that pre-war Martin sound, and there's a thing that those guitars do that our guitars don't. It doesn't mean it's better or worse, but there's a flavor in the acoustics that we don't offer. And so we were just trying to see if we can catch some of that woolliness, that woofy, that growl, that really punchy sound. And so we took one to IBMA last year, but it looked identical to all the other Collings. So when we came back, we said, well, we need to change the way it looks so we don't have to describe to everybody what's different about it and make them play it. And so this is our...
Now the one that you're talking about, we saw, and the people saw, we were at the Fretboard Summit. We went through, me and JP Cormier walked through the booth, and we played both. You had a Madagascar version, a Dread. You had OMs too, I believe, and you had a D1 also in that style, a mahogany version of those guitars. Now those are the ones you said looked very, and they did. They looked a lot similar to a lot of your other guitars, and we just knew that there was something special. Now, again, if you watch that video, you'll see that both me and JP fell in love with both of those guitars. I love the mahogany. I actually gave him the false idea that I don't like mahogany guitars as much as I do. I am a mahogany guy most of the time. I love rosewood. It's hard for me to find it. That's the reason why that particular guitar that you had spoke to me so much. But both of us absolutely love that new sound. So again, you're speaking our language that, you know, like you said, Jake, me, JP, those guys, we played it and fell in love with that.
That's the target demographic. And it's also the guitar, coincidentally, that I like to play. And so this is the third, it's actually the third ever mahogany of this style, but the first one where we kind of changed the appointments to make it look different. It moves air differently. It's our attempt at getting that sound. And so it's got a wider neck. It's got no steel in the neck. Also to make it look different, we don't have the Collings logo. We still had Bill's old Collings stamp, so we stamped the back of the peg head. Changed the stain color and changed the rosette, put a handmade pickguard on there. And this, I'm just really proud of
It's a fantastic guitar. It's got a cool feel. I'm going to put it out there. Let's do this. I know he's going to shoot me after this, but we're having an argument as to, do we love this new stain color? Because I want to put it out to vote of the people that are out there. That's what I want to know, what you guys think. So you guys have seen the standard color of Collings guitars. It's a little more red. A little bit. You've gone with a little more of a brown in here, which to me speaks more vintage. I want to know what you guys think out of there. Is this the right color choice? Is this the direction that you want to go? You know.
I'd be really interested in that feedback.
Yeah, we'll find out. We're going to see in the comments. So if you got any comments on that, I'd love to see. I think this is a fantastic guitar. I didn't get to put it through its full pace, but I did put it in my ear. And what I do love about it, you probably noticed it, if I moved my ear to the different sections of that top, it was responding differently, which tells me, again, it's not just going for this one frequency. There's sections of that top responding completely different.
And that's on purpose.
Yes.
That's how you get that sound.
That's why I was doing that, by the way.
I think we're liking the color.
All right, see, people are liking this color. It's not a bad thing. So I liked it, by the way, too. I liked it a whole bunch.
Did you say no steel in the neck or no truss rod?
You said no steel or
There's
no truss rod?
Steel. So the typical Collings, there is a truss rod. It's the same one-way truss rod that we use in all the Collings. But instead of adding anything else, our traditionals have a flat bar. Our Collings have spring steel, both in an effort to add mass and rigidity to the neck. This neck has ebony, and this only steel in it is our one-way rod that we use in every guitar. But I didn't want to add that to this guitar. I actually made two necks for this body. I wanted to try the ebony first and the steel one after. And once I put this on there,
you dug it.
It's not going to get any better.
Oh, there you go.
So now that sounded terrible. I liked it. I still have the steel, but I like it, what it does to the weight. This neck is a fatter neck, so it definitely doesn't need any increased mass.
Well, you know, you don't want to make it feel like, you know, you've got this guitar, you made a mistake. You're one of those, I shouldn't have ate that burrito mistake.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to have that happen. So you got to, you know, give yourself options. Good choice. I like, you know, what's funny is we have a 43 in the shop right now, all original. That was the first year where they took away the T-bar, and it had just an ebony rod in that deal.
Yeah.
And it's funny, it does change the tone of
It
that
does,
guitar
for sure.
completely. Now this has a truss rod to go along with that,
Yes.
so it does give you some of that back. And it's probably an in-between spot, I would say.
It's an in-between spot, and Bill loved that one-way truss rod because the neck's always under tension compared to a T-bar or something like that. So we don't need that extra mass or that extra rigidity in this guitar. Sometimes that's part of the neck is part of the sound of the guitar, and it's part of the overall design. So I was thrilled that the ebony worked because I was hoping it would.
Now, again, I'm going to put my appointments. If you want to know my feedback on all this stuff, all right. My one thing, I'd like it to say Collings up front again. I love the way the first logo was. Very yellowed, very vintagey looking.
That's what we're here for.
Because I love that, but I don't mind this. Trust me, I love guitars without pegheads. You know I like a Tony Rice stuff. I like that logo on the front as well. But I think you should show off that this is a Collings guitar for everybody to see. That's just my opinion.
I'm not trying to be embarrassed about it. I just wanted it to be different enough that people go, well, what is it? And get
there
them
is
to interact with it.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
No,
I would
take
buy
your
it
advice.
this way. I would buy it this way, but I did like on the other one, I did like that very yellowed out vintage
Duly
looking logo.
noted. And
That's just my opinion. I like Collings guitars too. So anyway, we hope to see more and more Collings guitars as they make our way. Eventually someday we will try to get more. We're going to do more content. Even if we don't get them in the shop to sell, we will get more content. Eventually we're coming down. I already talked to Steve, the other Steve, and we're going to come down and visit the shop. We're going to run through and do some coverage of the stuff.
Awesome.
I love guitars. I love Collings guitars. You guys are doing something amazing, and this guy is a great fella. And seriously, if you get a chance to check out these Builder's Choice, they are fantastic guitars. I really do think you've hit on something. I want to be the one to tell that story. So again, if you just want to send them to me, let me do a video on them. I'd like to check that out too and talk about it. So we'll do that as well. Guys, thanks for joining us here at the Collings booth. So many cool guitars to check out. We're going to do more as we kind of walk around. Thank you, Steve, for hanging out with us. If you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, do so right now because we're doing more and more lives. We got a very special one coming up in Santa Cruz. I've got a very special surprise for Richard Hoover. Stick around for that. It'll be very, very cool. And yeah, we'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you so much. Bye from Collings, guys.
Yeah.